Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the Vijayanagar Empire. In that we are going to study about literature. So literature means the books are written by the kings or the queens about describing their system, how the administrative system was there in those kings. During the time of Vijayanagara, literature of Sanskrit means the common language which was used there was the Sanskrit language which has been used by the people. Telugu and Kannada literature developed immensely. Later on, Telugu came and the Kannada. But first it was written in a Sanskrit. Vidyaranya wrote the books like Shankara Vijaya and Sarva Darshana Sangraha in the Sanskrit. So first two books were written by a writer by the name Vidyaranya, and he has written the two books. One was the Shankara Vijaya and Sarva Darshana Sangraha. These two books were written by a writer called as a Vidyaranya, and it was written in a Sanskrit language. The books names which were written by him were Shankara, second one Sarva Darshana. Sarva Darshana Sangraha are the two famous books written by Vidyaranya in the Sanskrit language. His brother, Vidyaranya's brother, by the name Sainacharya, he has written one book, Vidhartha Prakasha and Ayurveda Sudhanidhi. The next author was, second author, Sanya. Even he has also written in the Sanskrit, and the book's names were Siddhartha Sudhanidhi. Kings and their family members also created sufficient literature. Not only the author or writer or a poet, even the kings also, whenever they used to get the time, leisure time, in that they used to be written the poems or small stories. So among them, Ganga Devi wrote Madhura Vijayam. Ganga Devi, she is the queen. She has written the book called as a Madhura Vijayam. In this book, she has described about her husband as Praudaraya or Devaraya II. Praudadevaraya wrote a great drama called as a Sudhanidhi. Then Krishna Devaraya wrote Jambavati Kalyana, Madalsa Charitam, and Rasamaranga, Kumaravasya, Gaudina Bharata, Rathana Karvani, Bharteshwa, Vaibhava, Chamarasa. These were the some literary books were written in Kannada Sanskrit literature or in Kannada or Sanskrit language. Lakkana Shivatam Chuni, a Bhima poet, Basva Purana, were the contribution to the Veera Shaiva literature. Krishna Devaraya, he encouraged or he has given importance for Telugu literature. Because of this, he got the title as a Andhra Bhoja. Andhra Bhoja was the title that it was got or given to Krishna Deva Raya, who belongs to Tulwa dynasty. He has written in the Tamil language. Sorry, he has written in the Telugu. He himself was a poet and he wrote Amukta Vallabhada in Telugu. There were 8 famous scholars called as Ashtadigas in his kingdom, such as Alasani Peddana, Nanki Timmana, Srinath Pinnagalli Surana, Tenali Ramakrishna and the others. You know its small stories were about Tenali Ramakrishna. You have learned from the first standard itself in Kannada. It will be translated. Next we are going to learn about religious harmony. Kings of Vijayanagara kingdom were great followers of religious turn. They built mosque in their capital. They have given importance to all the religion, maybe Hindu, Muslim, Sikh or the Christian. They have constructed many masjid or the mosques. The Sharvana Kalbola inscription of 1368 tells us that Bukkaraya, who was the second ruler of Vijayanagara and who belongs to the Sangama group or Sangama dynasty. Harihara was the first, his brother Bukkaraya was the second, because Harihara doesn't have any son. After his death, his brother Bukkaraya became the king. He sought the differences of opinion between Jains and the Vaishnavas. Barbosa, who visited Vijayanagara during the time of Krishna Devaraya, started that any Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu or person of any religion can live happily in Vijayanagara kingdom. Means they have given importance to all the religion peoples, maybe Muslim, maybe Christian or maybe Hindu or maybe Jain, but they get all equal rights what the Hindus will be getting. Equality is maintained in his kingdom. Because these kings respect to all the religions. They have given importance to all religion. Next topic we are going to learn art and the sculpture. Great historian by the name Percy Brown, on observing the temples, monument and sculpture status, state that art and the sculpture of Vijayanagara was the evolutionary form of Dravidian style. Dravidian is one type of style which here temples and the monuments have been constructed or built. The temples of that period were built with a strong granite rock. Kalyana Mandapa of Virupakshi temple in Hampi, Hajara Rami Swami temple, Vithala Swami temple, Krishna Swami temple, Kamal Mahal, Srinagar Vidya Shankar temple are the important temples which are built during their rule. These temples were constructed by the Vijayanagara people. Even one more is there, Sangeet Mahal in the Hampi, which was the capital city. And in the pillars, even now also you can hear the music like Sa, Re, Gama. If you touch early in the morning, if you go and if you touch the pillars, we will be repeating that music. Very spacious enclosure, high tower where wide marriage hall, meeting hall, spring pavilions were the features of the temples of Vijayanagara. Big temples were constructed, frank place there to enjoy like a park and all. Meeting halls are there, even marriage houses were also constructed. Kalapatti, Srishaila, Tirupati, Chindamaram, Srirangam and Kumbhakom, Kanchi, in other places, art and sculpture of Vijayanagara can be found. Not only in Hampi, but in other places also you can find many temples. So they, in your book, they have given about Vidya Shankar temple, which is in the Sringeri. Lepakshi temple, which was called as a Shaiva Ajanta, has the sketch of Shivapuram of Vijayanagara period. On the roof of the Virupakshi temple, there is marriage hall, scenes of Dashavarata and Griji Kalyana on the curve. Temple down, upon that there is a big hall in Virupakshi temples. Many sceneries have been created into the hall of the walls. Hall it is big. In the walls they have many scenes of the different rulers and their birth and the date has been carried on. Stone Shadow, idol of Narsimha and Gangapati, illustrated the monolithic stone sculpture of the Vijayanagar land. Dakshina music, which was introduced now as a Karnataka music, not only in literature, not only in education, but they have given importance for the music also. Karnataka music, what you say, it was started during the time of Vijayanagar. Has reached even common people. The Purandara Das and Kanka Das contributed a lot to this field. So two persons have been given importance for this music, that is Purandara Das and the Kanka Das. So many temples, many musical instruments, many other things have been formed in this dynasty, which were ruled by the Vijayanagar people or the Vijayanagar kings. So the first dynasty was the Sangama dynasty and the founder was the Harihara and the Bukkaraya. So these two brothers started this dynasty. Harihara, who was the first ruler of Sangama. Four dynasties have been ruled here. Sangama, Saluva, Tulva and the Arvidu dynasty. In Sangama dynasty, Harihara and Bukkaraya, Harihara was the founder and he founded this dynasty in the year 1336 to 57 on the bank of the river Tunga Bhadra. Tunga is separate, Bhadra, but they have combined, get together and formed it as a Tunga Bhadra. So Hampi was the capital city of this dynasty. Hampi was the capital city. Hampi, which comes under the Ballari district. So this is one small place, but now it has been a founder for the education purpose also. Universities have been opened here. After Harihara, the next ruler, his brother by the name Bukkaraya, became the king of this dynasty in the year 1357 to 1377 century. He had expanded his kingdom by the defeating the Sultan of Madurai and other. So during his time, Madhura Vijayam, which was the book composed by the Kampa's queen. Bukkaraya had the son by the name Kampa and his wife by the name Ganga Devi. She has composed or she has written a book called as a Madhura Vijayam. Then Bukkar has captured the small places by defeating the Reddis of Konkadeva and he included it up to Shravana Balgola inscription of 1368. Then he had a war between Jains and the Vaishnavas and defeated them and he got the victory over. So after Bukkaraya's, then once again Harihara second and Bukkaraya second, Virpakshi second, Devaraya first and Veera Vijayaraya ruled this Vijayanagar empire. So Devaraya II was also one of the famous ruler of this Sangama dynasty. He was the famous king of Sangama dynasty and during his time he has given more importance to the army and during his time Muslim soldiers were appointed or took part in the army and the two things were learned during his period were one was the horse taming and the archery, bow and arrow, what you say. With the help of his soldiers, he has conquered the Mudgol fort, Raichur and Bankapura and he has defeated the famous rulers of the Bahmani Sultan, Ahmad Shah Bahmani. This was like a revenge for Bahmani rulers or Bahmani Sultan to have on the Vijayanagar kings. They kept in their mind that they have to defeat or they have to conquer this whole Vijayanagar kingdom because it was very like improving or it was expanding within a short time. All the small rulers or the small kingdoms were conquered and next it was like getting a support for them by the military and as well as economic. So in this we conquered all the places from sides of the north, south and the east. So the whole kingdom was spread within a short time. Proud Devaraya, who had a religious tolerance, he built Jaina and Vaishnava temple. He gave importance for the religions, and also he has constructed the masjid or the mosque. So, Telugu poet Srinath and the Sanskrit philosopher Dinadimma and Kannada poet and the ministers were there in his kingdom. Veerashaivism got the respected in his reign, and during his time and Persian ambassador by the name Abdul Razak, who had been visited Vijayanagar kingdom during the Proudaraya reign, and he says that I have been seeing such a rich kingdom like a Vijayanagar kingdom for the first time. Till now, I have traveled many places. I have been visited to other kingdoms and stayed for many days, month or year. But this is the first time what I am seeing that Vijayanagar kingdom is the richest kingdom. The capital has 7 forts and the Raj army has lakhs of soldiers. To protect his kingdom, there were forts. Forts means fort divar, what you say, round it will be to protect from the enemies, like a safe for their people. Like this, they had 7 forts and lakhs of the soldiers were in his kingdom. And he got the title as Gaja Ventaraya. And after his death, his son by the name Mallikarjuna and the Virpakshi III ruled the Vijayanagar kingdom. So last ruler of this Sangama dynasty was the Narasimha, who has been as a commander in the Virpakshi III. Last ruler of Sangama dynasty was the Virpakshi III. The founder was the Harihara and Bukkaraya, but the last ruler of Sangama dynasty was the Virpakshi III. He was weak and he was unable to look after this vast kingdom. His strong commander or army head by the name Narasimha. He had a war or a conflict with the Virpakshi III, and Virpakshi III was being defeated here and a new dynasty was started. It was called as a Salwa dynasty, which was in the year 1485. So Salwa Narasimha, he ruled for only 6 years. His children were minor. Still they were small and they couldn't rule this kingdom. So he has a commander by the name Narsangha, who belongs to the Tulwa dynasty. So the third dynasty we can say it, Tulwa dynasty, and he has been started as a Narsangha from the year 1491 to 1503. So Narasimha, son of Tulwa Narsangha, started to rule this dynasty and he has ruled up to 1505, and his brother by the name Krishna Devaraya came to the power. So Krishna Devaraya is one of the famous or most brilliant and extraordinary ruler who has ruled the Vijayanagar, and he extended certain period. 1509 to 1529 he has been ruling this Vijayanagar. So he has received many titles and he has conquered many places like Goa, Raichur, Vijaypur. Then he got married to the daughter of Pratap Rudra of a Kalinga. He was the king of a Kalinga and he had a war there, and Kalinga ruler, that is Pratap, got the defeated by Krishna Devaraya, and his daughter by the name as a Jagan Mohini got married to the Krishna Devaraya. The kingdom was extending from place to place, conquering, but there was a revenge by the Bahmani ruler. Bahmani rulers were waiting to have an opportunity to get back their kingdom, which was being conquered by the Proudaraya II. So this opportunity was now used with the son-in-law of Krishna Devaraya by the because Krishna Devaraya's sons were Achyutaraya and other one Sadashivraya were small. So his son-in-law started to rule by the name Ramaraya. He belongs to the Arvidu dynasty, which was the last dynasty ruled the Vijayanagar kingdom. So Ramaraya has been got defeated by the 5 sultans of Bahmani kingdom. Now the whole kingdom, Vijayanagar plus Arvidu kingdom, came under the control of the Bahmani. Now they were satisfied of taking the revenge with the Vijayanagar people or Vijayanagar dynasty. Then we have learned about the social, economic and the literature of those kingdoms. Art and sculpture we have learned it. Then and one more thing we can come in here. Religious harmony. Many rulers were there, but these rulers have given importance to all the religions like Muslims, Islam or Christian, Sikh and the Hinduism and the Jainism. So all they have given equal importance and they have built many temples, many mosques, many churches during their time. So for you it will be a homework of this lesson's question answers. You have to write it. Fill in the blanks and the 10 question answers are there. You have to read this lesson and you have to complete this chapter.